Assalamu alaikum. We are here once again for the discussion of the narrative writing. As the Aga Khan board discuss about the different elements of the composition and different types of the composition, in this way we have one another type of a composition that's called narrative composition. Narrative writing is a type of writing. It is style of writing. It can be in a fiction or it can be realistic. So students are needed to write it well composed and well authorized in a way. Okay, so in this way we have different elements to discuss about narrative writing. First of all, narrative writing is a type of a story. It's a way of story writing. Any sort of problem, anything you are writing, it should be in a way of a story. Any memorable day of a life, any memorable trip of a life, any arrangement, any event, any happening in the life in the way of a story. It can be any fictitious story related to the imagery, or it can be a realistic story or anything else. It can be written in two sort of persons, in a first person or in third person. When you write in a first person, it means you yourselves are involved there in that story. Means you are the first person, you are the hero, or you are a part of a story, you are a character, you are telling yourself. When you are writing in a third person, it means you are talking about other people who are involved in the story. You are telling about those, you are excluded from those all. So let's discuss about narrative writing. Narrative writing has following elements. The elements which story follows, those same elements are here in a setting. First of all, when you plan a story, first of all you need to understand setting. Means a place where your story will take place. That story will take place in any haunted house, any adventurous place, any mountain area, any forest area, or in any village or any city. So this is a called setting. For example, you have taken any city, you have to explain each and every part of that city. Means you have to create an image of the reader's mind that I am writing about this city. You have to explain the scenario. So this explanation of the scenario is called setting. Setting means place where story will take place. Now that story place is very necessary for the explaining in the story that reader may create his image in the mind. Now second point is characterization. Characterization means the people, the characters who are there in the story, they will move, they will do any action. So there are several characters, hero and his friends, supportive characters, there are so many characters. So you have to give the overview about the dressing, about the strengths and weaknesses of the characters there in nutshell. This is very necessary that reader may create his image in the mind that how that character is in the story. So characterization is also very important here. Individuals who are moving in a story. Now third point is plot of the story. Plot of the story means scenes, how you are arranging scenes, your internal structure of the story, that is called plot. The scenario, the scenes, the actions, these all things combined together is called a plot. Means the skeleton of the story. Plot means a skeleton of a story. So this skeleton will be made strong, and it should be well, that this scene should come after this scene is very necessary in the end. So this is the arrangement of scenes. This is called the skeleton of the story. It is called plot. Plot means arrangement of scenes or overall themes. Now climax. Climax, fourth point. When a story reaches at a point, that point is a turning point of the story. When you have a turning point of a story, it's called climax. Means, for example, there is a sad story, it reads at the top and then it turns into the happiness. Or it's a happy story, it reads at the climax and turns into the seriousness. So this happens, there are two sides of any story, and between those two there is a climax. The story goes up and moves down. So this climax is a turning point of a story. You can see here, turning point of story. Then rising of action. Rising of action means when story reaches at the climax, then action changes there. It becomes a rising of action, means a hero who is in the search of something, he is finding any clue or he is finding any thief or something else. So in this way he is doing some sort of actions. There is a fight between good and evil. So this fight is called rising of action. In other terms, it can be called as a conflict. Conflict means a fight. So rising of action means movement towards the end. It's a movement towards the solution or end. Now finally, resolution. Resolution means the solution of the overall situation. The story is mysterious, for example, a mystery is solved, or there is a fight with a ghost, the ghost is killed, or the finding of a way in the forest, the way is found. So in this way, this is called resolution in the end. In the end means the mystery is solved. You can in simple say problem is solved. So now these are the elements of the story writing. You need to follow these while writing any story. Story is not told to you in the exam like you are given a topic like a ghost in a haunted house. These are very simple. They'll give you a situation for suppose you are going towards any place and you are lost in the middle place. You have five friends, and how will you go out, make a plan, and do write stories. So such situations will be given to you. So this is called your story writing. Or sometime they might ask you about the your life problem, for example, memorable day or the memorable trip or something like this. So this is your own choice at how you're writing, but write well connected. Use connectives to join the paragraphs from one to the another. So this will be good for you. And this is all about narrative. Thank you very much.